Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays for whatever you celebrate. It's going to be a Christmas Day NBA tradition once again this year. So, starting off with a 9 a.m. game Pacific time of the Atlanta Hawks against the New York Knicks. And now the Hawks, they do have a lot of guys in protocol. And looking at Woj's tweet, there probably is a little bit of a chance that this game could be postponed if Atlanta doesn't have enough players. So, we're going to have to keep an eye out on that. They've already said they have plans in place if one of these games is postponed. So, we'll have to see. Could be sleep breaking news, but for right now, the game is still on. So, breaking down the Hawks side here. So, still no Capella, Trae Young, Herter, Gallo, Hunter, TLC. All these guys are going to be out. So, you're going to be getting John Collins again playing some center minutes. They do have Okongwu out as well now. So, Gorgie Zhang most likely going to start alongside him. Zhang, he is a very good play. Probably one of the chalkier options on the slates. But also, when he's out, you're going to get some John Collins at the center minutes, and those are very productive minutes. So, Collins, definitely a very good play. Cam Reddish, DeLon Wright, both of them left last game with injuries. Now, they're both listed as probable, so they should be playing here, and they're going to be very good plays. Again, they're just still a little bit too cheap. Bagon Bogdanovic, someone that I really like. He actually might be my favorite piece, judging or factoring ownership, because he hasn't shot well at all. And he is just way too cheap at 4,700. This is his third game back. He's shot horribly, and he should be on pace for 30 plus minutes now. And last game, I know this is a little bit cut off because I have the format set for DK, but this is the December 23rd game against the Sixers, so just last game. This is Bogdanovic. He had a 38% usage rate, so this is basically a team that's going to run their offense through Bogdan when he's on the court, because they just have all these guys out. So he's someone that can handle. He's a very good scorer, so very productive when he's out there. Third game back, he's going to be probably playing 30 plus minutes either way if he starts or not. Now, if he does, you could probably see him have a chance actually to play like 35 minutes, which at that point, like, I just want to play a lot of this guy. I probably would hope that he comes off the bench, because if he's starting, then with this game being the first game to lock, his ownership's going to be elevated then. But either way, I think he's a very good play, either way for cash or tournaments. Now, everyone else, kind of a wait and see, like, if they do something funky with their lineup. Because, like, Skylar Mace has been starting, but we don't know if he's going to start again. He did play well, though, so, just kind of a wait and see here. We will have the lineups out, though, before lock. Now, the Knicks side, so RJ Barrett, he is uncertain, quickly unlikely to play. Now, if Barrett doesn't play because he was available last time, but he just didn't play because of conditioning, if he's going to be in, they could move Burks back to point, and then Kemba's going to go to the bench. And if that actually happens, Kemba's not going to be a core play. And he's coming off of I think 3 games where he's been back starting. Yeah, and he's just been great. So 6,100 against a Hawks team that isn't at full strength, I think that's going to be very good. But obviously, if they are getting back Barrett, that's going to cut into Walker. And a lot of people are probably going to want to play Kemba because of just what he's done the last 3 games. And if Kemba is not starting, I don't want to play him, because, Thibs, he just basically plays the starters heavy minutes every time. So Kemba is someone that you can definitely leverage if he isn't going to be starting. Mitchell Robinson, 4,800. He is going to be starting again, most likely, because of Nerlens Noel being out. Obi Toppin wasn't really playing a lot. Maybe that's just because it was his first game back, but I had some concerns with Mitchell Robinson because maybe they could play Obi at the 4 and then just play Randall as a small 5. But because they haven't done that, I think that Robinson's going to be playing probably at least 30 minutes. Last game he did foul out, so that's why he only played 25. And again, just the Hawks without Capella, going to be a lot easier for Robinson. Now, Boston at Milwaukee. So the Boston side, they do have Horford, Smart, Langford, questionable. Horford, he probably will play because it is due to protocol, and his freedom is already out. Robert Williams then would become a fantastic play if Horford is also out. Now, the Bucks are going to be at full strength, basically, so that's going to hurt a lot of these Celtics guys, but Robert Williams is just very productive when he's out there. If this game is close, he's probably going to be playing close to 40 minutes, and at 5,800, that is just too cheap for him. Jason Tatum, 10-4. He's been playing really well against Milwaukee this year, and I mean, he's a stud, so he's going to be able to have good games in tough matchups. So I don't really mind him as a pay up option. Just a little bit maybe inconsistent with the shot, but peripherals are always going to be there. Even with Jaylen Brown healthy now, I'd rather go to Tatum though for that extra 1K. Now Milwaukee might be the most unappealing team on the slate just because they're getting back so many guys. Brook Lopez still out, but you have Bobby Portis back, Giannis, someone that can play some small ball five. So that just takes out Cousins as a play. Drew Holiday, Middleton are going to be overpriced. Portis is expensive. Connaughton, Grayson Allen, Nora, they're all going to take hits as well. Also, DiVincenzo's in there. So just these Bucks aren't going to be on my radar. Now, the Warriors against the Suns, this is a good game to watch, but not so much for DFS because the Suns just a very good elite defensive team. So they're going to have definitely a great game plan to stop Steph Curry. So I don't think I want to pay off for Curry today. Draymond Green at 7-3, he is someone who steps up in key games. So he could be, someone that can get like a triple-double. So I will have some of him. Now, other guys, because they do still have some of these guys out for protocol. Iguodala questionable. If he's going to be out, that's going to give bumps to Otto Porter. Moses Moody also going to be out. So just maybe you can throw some darts at like Jonathan Kuminga, Iguodala if he plays. Gary Payne, but again, this is a very tough matchup for anyone that is going to be going up against the Suns. You could say that if they're trying to stop Steph Curry, someone else is going to be able to have a good game. But, I mean, your secondary options are usually Wiggins and Poole, and they're going to be out. So, I mean, it probably someone, in the 3-4Ks is going to have a good game here if Curry doesn't go off. But it's just very tough to choose who that's going to be. I would say the best option is probably Otto Porter because he's a 3-and-D guy, and he's just able to, get you defensive stats, rebound at a good rate. Now, the Suns side, so they are basically perfectly healthy, and because that's the case, Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, they're all just properly priced. I don't think any of them stand out. Again, the Warriors also very good team, so it's not like they're in a fantastic pace-up spot or good defensive matchup or whatever. So not a team that I'm going to target. Now this game, Brooklyn at LA. So the Nets, they're going to be missing a lot of guys, but also they're getting a lot of guys back. So they kind of are just going to be plugging in those guys to the same minutes. Now, the guys, though, like Edwards, Thomas, Duke, they are all somewhat, I would say, better fantasy producers. Maybe that's because of how shorthanded they have been. But, these guys can rebound the ball. Cam Thomas, someone that can score. So you're going to be replacing them with Bruce Brown, DeAndre Bembry, guys that have been in protocol, James Johnson, that they don't necessarily have the same kind of fantasy output. And so you're going to probably play, or you're going to see them play similar minutes filling these roles, but the usage is going to be lower, and that's going to help other guys like James Harden. Of course, there's no KD, still no Kyrie yet, Aldridge out. So Harden, best play, I would say, probably the best spend up as long as he's not limited. So I do like Harden a lot. I think he's the best pay up option on the slate. Patty Mills at 7-2, just a little bit too expensive for me with Harden in. Blake Griffin 5-6, kind of up there as well. Claxton at 4-5. I think you can play Claxton because he's still cheap, but again, just you have to monitor the minutes there. Now, the other guys 3K, so they could start DeAndre Bembry or it could be Bruce Brown, but those guys usually just play the minutes of whatever the other guy's not playing, so not really going to be in favor of playing those guys. Someone like James Johnson does have some upside, so he's a guy that I can take a look at, but Paul Millsap, he is the minimum price, so that's something that is worth a mention. But yeah, I'd rather just stick to James Harden here. Now, the Lakers side, I do like LeBron a whole lot, but he's going to be the second option behind James Harden for me as far as the pay-ups. Russell Westbrook at 10K, he's going to be very low owned, and we know he has upside, so if you're playing a lot of lineups, definitely have a little bit of exposure to him. THT at 5-4, he's in play. He's someone that can be very productive when he's out there, so I like him. He's been starting as well. Now, they did sign Darren Collison, and I forgot they signed someone else as well, but because they are getting some more reinforcements, that's going to hurt guys like Isaiah Thomas, not like we were really interested in playing them, but it just kind of throws more bodies. The minutes are going to be more spread out. So for this Lakers side, I think I'm just going to stick to the top end again, the starters with LeBron, some THT, possibly Melo. So, yeah, the Lakers, kind of like the Nets, I think you just stick with the main options. You got to watch for whatever lineups that they are going to put out. Now, the Dallas side, so Doncic out, Porzingis is questionable. Something that I'm going to say is that if Porzingis does end up playing, you're going to get him at single-digit ownership because it is the last game. If you're playing him, let me look at Utah, how the prices are. You could possibly play Gobert, and then you just switch down to swap down to Porzingis at util, because it's going to be tough unless you set up like a 2v2, 3v3 situation to swap. But if Porzingis does play, there is no Luka, so there's a lot of shots for him. And this is a matchup where maybe, Gobert goes out and guards him, and Gobert is a good perimeter defender. I know that's really weird to say, but the stats do back that up. But, traditional center still, so he's going to definitely kind of sag off a little bit. That's going to help Porzingis, who is more of a stretch four. So definitely could get some open looks here for him. Brunson, definitely a good playmaker. So Porzingis could be a possible tournament winner, but you're going to have to make sure that your lineup is set up to be able to swap that way. So it's going to be a difficult, also because of this being on Christmas. Honestly, nobody's going to swap, and that's why you got to take advantage of that. So if Porzingis is going to be out, then you still have Sterling Brown, DFS, of course Brunson, but I've been concerned with Brunson because if you take out all these guys on the Mavs team that can shoot, like, who is Brunson going to assist to? And now you're going up against Utah, a very tough defensive team. So that's my concern with Brunson. Now, Sterling Brown, Frank Ntilikina, these guys are cheap, so that's why I think it's okay to play them because they can get stats the other way. Like Sterling Brown's been rebounding really well. Frank Ntilikina, he might be popular, but please watch out for the shot attempts because Milwaukee, they allow the most 3-point attempts in the league, and that's because they are a funnel defense. So they want you to basically take the three if you can't shoot the three, of course, if you're not a sharpshooter. And Frank is known for his defense, so that's why they're allowing him. Now, you look at Utah, they are a reverse funnel defense. So they do the opposite of what the Bucks do, and they funnel everything to Rudy Gobert because they are so strong inside. They take away the 3-point shot. So that's why they allow the 9th least attempts in the league. So Frank, not the best offensive player. So, not someone that I'm going to be playing a whole lot of if he is chalk. Rather play Sterling Brown because he does produce a little bit more of the peripherals. So I would say, or Utah, forgot to break down that side of the ball, but not too much for right now. I think Royce O'Neal is a value option at 3.9. Rather go with him actually over Ntilikina, Whiteside, Joe Ingles, Rudy Gay. These are all guys that do have some upside, but minutes are going to be capped if everyone is going to be healthy. So have to watch out for that. Mitchell, Gobert, they are priced up, but this is a very good matchup for Gobert. Just centers against Dallas is a thing. Mitchell has upside, but if Porzingis is out, then you definitely have a lot of blowout concern. So I would say a lot of plays are actually going to be coming from the first game, which kind of sucks because late swap is going to be always huge, and this is a day where the games are all spread out. It's also Christmas, so people aren't going to be as aware, as close to their computers as a different day. So there's going to be a huge edge of late swapping. I always say that, but today especially is going to be true. So the core, a lot of it's going to come from this game. So Atlanta, that side of the ball, you're going to be looking at Gorgie Zhang as the value. Really like Bogdanovic, going to put him at shooting guard. And then you got Cam Reddish, who is just way too cheap still. And then I would say that James Harden looks to be a fantastic play. Best spin-up option, going to be the thumbnail for this video, as you guys can see. And then the last play, I'll put in Kemba Walker. But again, you have to monitor if he's still going to be starting. So that's going to be the core 5. Again, I mentioned the other guys that I do have interest in. Just got to try to give this video out there as soon as I can because of the slate starting early morning on Saturday. So there you guys have it. Thank you guys for watching. again, have a safe holiday. Merry Christmas to all of you. And going to be breaking down this slate with my free article as well, lower owned plays. That's what I'm trying to do. So that will be posted tonight, shortly after this video is up. So do check that out when I do post it. It's going to be below in the comments. I'll pin it. Also follow me on Twitter at WLin18. That's where I do give some more updates about plays or whatnot. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for checking everything out on DFS Army as well. So again, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.